Hi there everyone, and welcome to another herping vlog in 2023. This is the 21st episode of the year, and for this one we began in northern Florida, where I was visiting family for the 4th of July weekend. The purpose of this weekend getaway to North Florida wasn't to herp, and I honestly didn't go out of my way at all to do so. The reason being was that we have officially entered the dog days of summer here in the southeast because herping becomes very difficult this time of year, especially during the day. Now it's just too darn hot during the day for most herps to be active, and temperatures were pushing 100 degrees Fahrenheit every day when I was in North Florida. I tried doing some night herping, and other than a couple of wolf spiders, it was a complete bust herp-wise. But with that being said, I did find some herps in North Florida during this stretch, and we'll show them to you, before transitioning to South Florida, where the herping was a lot more productive and more significant. Well, we have what appears to be an active gopher tortoise burrow. You can see the very freshly disturbed soil, some tracks coming out of there. Yeah. That's pretty cool. We have a gopher tortoise on the property we're staying at, and maybe we'll see him instead of just the burrow. Alright, so right in here, this is a young gopher tortoise. We've seen a few of them. This one's taking refuge under some plants, so I'll leave him be and keep on going. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see this, but on the log right there, that is a super tiny baby brown anole. Likely, maybe even born this year. Let's see if we can get a little closer to it. Just running on the log. Yeah, there it is right there. Little baby brown anole. That's really cool. Alright, we'll let this guy be and keep on walking, see what else we can find this morning. Hey everyone, normally I try not to show DORs, but we're in North Florida and we haven't seen a snake yet, and this is the only snake we've seen. This is a DOR Eastern Coach Whip. I've only ever seen this snake 3 times in my whole life, and this is one that just got hit. Well, it didn't get hit, it got hit a while ago and it's being swarmed by ants. But with coach whips, The lower part of the body is this tan color, or I should say the posterior, and as you work your way anterior, it changes to this black coloration. So that really sucks. These are such stunning snakes, and to see one hit like this, really would have loved to have seen this snake alive.
Nice little mini. So precious.
Alright, we got a striped mud turtle on the road here. This is, you see these guys every now and then. I would say they're fairly common, but it's pretty cool. Zoom in a little more here. Alright, so you get a better look at it. Striped mud turtle. We'll make sure this guy gets off the road and we'll keep on going. Alright, so we have the remains of a cane toad on the side of the road here. And yeah, you can see kind of the vertebrae inside of it. Just gonna put this off to the side of the road and we're gonna keep on going. Alright, I just found this southern toad hopping in front of the truck here. Tell it's a southern toad, not a cane toad, because of those distinctive crests on the back, back of the head. I was getting bit by a mosquito. But yeah, that's really cool. We're gonna just let this guy go and let it do toad things. Goes a black spiny-tail iguana into its tree.
The little hatchling we saw was like a normal size, like around our size.
Good evening, everyone, and we are going to continue this herping vlog, which started up in North Florida and South Florida, to a site that many of you who have been following my channel are probably familiar with. We are going out and going road cruising. This is the first time I've been road cruising at night in South Florida in the month of July. I'm actually going to be going out with a couple of friends tonight, which is going to be really exciting. So yeah, I really don't have really any expectations other than to hopefully come across some snakes. If I do that, I'll show them to you. But I'm going to get ready here, and because we're going to be leaving in a few minutes. So hopefully we get a good night. Well, we got our first snake on the night, and it's one that I always enjoy finding. Corn snake. This guy just worked his way off the road, so that's pretty cool. Took us a little bit to get a snake, but we finally got one. Decent sized corn, definitely not a big one, but not super tiny either. Right, so we have a tiny frog on the road here that's just looking right at my camera. Not entirely sure what this is, so I'll try and identify it later, and I'll let you know what it is. But very tiny frog. Alright, second snake of the night. It's a peninsula ribbon snake. He just darted right off the road and is being very kind to stay here momentarily, but oh, there's his head right there. He's coming right towards me. But pretty cool. Here is ribbon snake number 2. Get a better shot of that one's head. And there it goes. So we just found this snake shed as found, but also on this tree we have a house gecko that's down here, and then we have a brown anole that's there, and a bunch of other stuff. Oh, another gecko that's up there. So you have a gecko there, and then you have a brown anole that's doing its best curly tail impression right there. The tree of life of invasive species in one snake shed. So when I first found this snake, I was pretty convinced that it was a mangrove salt marsh snake, but looking at it now, I'm pretty convinced that it is actually a Florida banded water snake. The two species from Neurodia often hybridize together, so sometimes it's a little tricky to tell them apart. Alright, ribbon snake number 3 on the night. And there he goes, zooming into the grass. Well, it finally happened. Countless nights of cruising this road, and I have got pretty much my last lifer. This is a Brooks Kingsnake that we have just road cruised. I am absolutely blown away right now. This is the other Lamprepeltis species that we have down here. And yeah, he's twitching away, rattling his tail. I'm definitely going to get some pictures of this guy. Oh my god, it's my lifer Brooks Kingsnake. That's so awesome. How's it going, buddy? Get a little closer to you. Oh wow, that's a good shot right there. You can see his face. Alright. Taxonomy in the Lamprepeltis genre is always forever annoyingly changing. Brooks kingsnakes used to be their own species before becoming Florida kingsnakes, which as of recently have now become eastern kingsnakes. Brooks kingsnakes do get a very unique color morph, which this one is not really displaying, but regardless, it's a really rare snake to find down here, and it's a lifer nonetheless. It is the night of ribbon snakes. This is what, our 4th one? This guy's periscoping right here, and working his way on the road. This has turned out to be a very productive night. Started off slow, but things have picked up as we've gotten later into the night. 4th ribbon snake. Here he is, periscoping away. Pretty cool. Alright, we just road cruised a Burmese python. This is technically the 4th Burmese python that I've cruised. Well, it's the 3rd, because we technically got another one tonight, but it was when we found the Brooks King, some other python contractors passed us and immediately got a python, like right after where we found the Brooks King, but so that really doesn't count. So this is technically the 3rd one that I've cruised, and it's a smaller one. I'd say, what is it, 6 feet maybe? 5-6 feet. but there it goes.
What did you want to fail? I'm not gonna eat it. Yeah, he's not worried.
Hey there everyone, how are you all doing? It is the next day after that very eventful night of road cruising we had, and I've decided that I'm going to go out and road cruise again, the same area that we were last night. And the reason why is, well, I thought we had a very good night of cruising. We saw a lot of stuff on the road, more than I have been lately. I feel like the cruising's going to get better as the summer continues. So I just want to see what can we get on another night on, well, what can we get on back-to-back nights on the same road. So I have to go get fuel for my truck, but once we do that, we're going to go back to the road and we're going to go cruising. I feel like also things have been moving a lot later at night as well. So yeah, as we go out later, hopefully we'll get some cool stuff, but whatever we find, I will show it to you. So, all right, see you soon. Well, we just got another Burmese python. This is probably the smallest one that I've cruised. We got our second snake on the night. I think this is a young Florida green water snake. Yeah, that face yeah, that's a Florida green. I just found it on the road here. So we got a python and a Florida green. This is definitely, I haven't seen one that's this size. Usually they're very derpy. Oh, look at this. That's really cool. So he's got like algae growing on its back. I've never seen that on a snake. He's literally going under my shoe there. So check that out. All right, he's just stopped under my shoe. Let's move my foot here so we don't step on him. Yeah. I think this is a Florida green water snake. It's just a really small individual because their faces are very derpy. But check that out. I've never seen that on a snake before. What the heck is this? Like, what is this? That's wild. I'm gonna actually take a couple pictures of this and we'll make sure the snake gets off the road. All right. Third snake of the night. Wow, that's a huge cottonmouth. It's not the biggest one I've seen, but that's easily a 3+ foot pushing 4 feet long. Like, obviously don't want to get super close, but that's my foot for reference. This guy was on the road and then we came up to him, he came off, but oh yeah, look at that. That's easily one of the bigger cottonmouths that I've seen. Really cool. Didn't see a cottonmouth when we were out last night, which is surprising, but we got one now, and look at him. What a beautiful snake. Some of them are really light in pattern, but this one's are really darker. Like the bands on the cottonmouths, they can be more noticeable on some of the smaller ones, but yeah, that's easily the biggest cottonmouth I've seen in a while. Like I said, that thing is at least 3 feet long. I think he's pushing closer to 4 feet. So we'll let this guy be, and we'll keep on going, but 3 snakes on the night. So we're off to a pretty good start. All right, snake number 4 on the night is a very small cottonmouth. And he's working his way right off the road. Definitely one of the smaller cottonmouths that I've seen. Quite the contrast from the one we just found, but you can see with this guy how his bands are more pronounced. I do find the smaller cottonmouths, this is usually the case, and the bigger cottonmouths tend to be a little more melanistic, but yeah. This guy literally was working his way onto the road and he saw us. He's like, nah, I'm going to get off now. But yeah, 4 snakes so far. We already got more snakes at this time than we did yesterday. So hopefully it'll start to pick up some more. But there's a wolf spider running towards that cottonmouth. That's tempting fate there. I don't know if the cottonmouth would eat it. Yeah, he's in the grass there. But nope, cottonmouth doesn't appear to have any interest. We'll get back on the road and see what else we can find. All right, everyone, we have a new snake species for the video. This is our first Florida scarlet snake in the month of July. I just swallowed a bunch of mosquitoes. Just up ahead over there, there's actually a DOR scarlet, and I was a little sad, obviously, to see that, but I'm glad that we got this live one here. So we can get a little closer. Good look. The mosquitoes are more... Oh my god. mosquitoes are worse down here than they were at the beginning of the road. But yeah, we're going to make sure the scarlet snake gets off the road safely, and then we're going to keep on going. But 5 snakes on the live snakes on the night so far, and 4 different species. So we're doing, I think, pretty good tonight. Or the scarlet snake might get off the road on its own. It may not need any intervention. So really cool. All right, so we have our second alive Florida scarlet snake on the night. Did get another DOR, unfortunately. So we have 2 DORs and then 2 live ones. This is our 6th live snake of the night. And we've only done 1 pass so far, so that's pretty cool. Get a closer look at this scarlet. It's not going to stay still. You can kind of see him tongue flicking there. But we're going to make sure this guy gets off the road safely, and we'll keep on going. But 2 Florida scarlet snakes on the road. That doesn't really happen that often, so pretty cool. All right, we have just road cruised our 3rd Florida scarlet snake of the night. I think this might be a record for most I've cruised in a single night. I have seen more than 3 in a night before, but those were all hiked. So, yeah, pretty cool. I mean, these snakes, it's hard to take them for granted because they are really hard to find elsewhere. But down here in South Florida, they, I dare to say, are fairly common. So that's really cool. Here's a closer look at this guy. It's all curled up here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. 3 Florida scarlets on the night. We're getting close to midnight, and unlike last night where we were getting a lot of snakes on the second pass, tonight's second pass has been pretty slow. But at least we're getting Florida scarlet snakes, so that's really cool. We'll keep going and see what else we can find. Hey everyone, so I'm just going to film this outro really quickly before the mosquitoes get too bad, but I'm going to end the first herping in the month of July here. We are officially in the dog days of summer. It is going to become really difficult to herp, I think really for the rest of the month, during the daytime at least. Being in South Florida, we may see invasive lizards scurrying around, but herping during the day is going to be very difficult. But with that being said, it's still really warm at night. We are getting herps moving on the road. But yeah, this is the dog days of summer. It's definitely quite the contrast from earlier this spring. And lately, it's been just super hot. I mean, temps are pretty much in the mid-90s every day. Super humid, super buggy. It's the wet season down here in South Florida, so everything's flooded. But with that being said, I think we got off to a pretty good start in July, despite it being the dog days of summer. And hopefully, as we continue on, we'll get to see some interesting things. Obviously, I think the big highlight for this video was the lifer Brooks Kingsnake, the few pythons we saw, but not to mention spending time in North Florida, where it was hotter than South Florida. Not as humid, but hotter, but we did get to see at least one species that I don't really get to find down here, and that's the Gopher tortoise. So if you liked this video, and you want to see more herping-related content that's on my channel, you can like or subscribe if you want to, and check out some of the other content I have. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty much a wrap, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.